welcome to a very special episode of the Card Shop Show. We've been putting this one together for a while. If you are a fan of any form of basketball, high school, college, NBA, if you're a fan of sneakers, you're a sneakerhead. If you are a fan of collectibles, you just like good collectible stories, or you like the main man from Spartanburg himself, Zion Williamson, tune in, get your popcorn. This is going to be a fun one. Can't wait to bring you this episode of the Card Shop Show. So what am I doing? I'm on the road. I have been working on a project now for about a week with Playa Tim and myself, and my friend Ben is a big part of this, and it is really cool. I'm actually on the interstate right now driving to Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is, many of you know, the land, the home of Zion Williamson. And he wrecked people in high school there. He was incredible. He was just an incredible talent, athlete. As you guys know, the rest is history. Duke, number one pick, 2019 20 draft. Pelicans, and who knows what else is going to be written for in history books with Zion. But anyways, long story short is I was in contact with LJ, who is Zion's stepbrother, and yeah, they have some items they want to sell, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to tell you too much more. I'm going to let the video play out for itself. But it has been really cool, and I think this is going to be a really incredible opportunity to document some high school history and Zion Williamson. So can't wait to share more with you as we get going here. But I'm on the road. I'm on the road for quite a bit, baby. Going to South Carolina. Just left Gainesville. So we're on the Road Chronicles part 2 here. It's the next day. I'm actually driving to meet up with my friend Ben. Like I was talking about, we're gonna hang out for a little bit, have breakfast, and then I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So it's pretty cool, this area. I'll maybe take some video of the area. Really nice, kind of southern city. But the plan today is to go meet up with LJ and spend some time with him, talk about Zion, the collection, and I mean, hopefully everything goes according to plan. We purchase it and then begin just the process of, you know, getting everything documented and cataloging and stuff. So look forward to that. See you guys in a little bit, as you are from the I guess it's like the car cam. I don't know what you want to call this. So first thing I want to get out there, and so people know, this is LJ. So LJ, tell them who you are, your relationship to Zion, and just the story of who you are.
Well, let me tell you what LJ stands for. So I'm Leander Anderson Jr. So Zion and I share a father that his name is Lee Anderson Sr. So I am Zion's stepbrother, that is Zion's stepfather, and that is my blood father. And we, Zion and I, share a blood relationship with a younger brother named Noah. So he is 8 years old.
Shout out Noah.
Shout out to you, Noah. And actually, my dad thinks Noah's going to be much better than Zion. So Zion, I don't know if you got the title too much longer, brother. So
he's got a pair of his shoes.
He got your shoes.
So
He's designing shoes already. He's already kind of tall for his age. So I just wanted to give that shout because that's how our link is between Zion and I. So I've been in Zion's life for a long time. Zion's been with us for a long time. And to see where Zion is right now to where he's come from is an amazing journey.
So we all know Zion. We all know, I mean, it's almost like his what he did in high school to what he did in college and then now in the NBA.
Right.
It's almost like it's like something you read in a book. Like, it doesn't seem real.
Right.
So when we talk about Zion, I was asking you earlier, I was like, when did you kind of know, LJ, like when Zion was Zion Williamson? Like, when did that hit you as his big brother?
Let's see. I want to say right at the end of his high school years going into college, because Zion and I are so far apart in age.
Yeah.
So I'm living my life with my family and kind of grinding in my world,
Sure.
and he's growing up kind of secretly, kind of in that bubble of his parents. So didn't really know how big he was until they let us, his family said, look at his stats. And I'm like, he's number one in the nation. Like, you talk about the nation, like United States, or you talk about like, and I just couldn't tell. Like, and it kind of shocked me. So it snuck up on me. Like, this is Zion. He's no longer that little pipsqueak little boy. You know, he's big and he's tall and he's powerful. He might be more powerful than you, LJ. You know, so I was like, man, that boy has gotten so big. So then that's when we decided to kind of rally around him as a family to make sure he had the support going into that world, because a lot of his family, like his dad and his biological father, his stepfather, even I believe his mom, they played sports. And so I played sports and his other brothers played sports. So we kind of knew the world he was going in. And we wanted to make sure he had that support so that he didn't mentally malfunction.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So support anybody out there. I don't care who you are, what level of sports you are. Don't ever think you can do it alone.
Right.
They say it takes a village, but
you need a village.
It takes support.
You need support.
You know what I mean? So that's really cool to hear about, and Zion. And I know you were telling me some stories and talking to him for draft, and just it's been cool to see your relationship. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this craziness. So I'll show everybody here really quick. So you can see there's not one pair of shoes here. There's quite a bit. We got more over here. We got more over here. So what I want to do real quick, we're in a warehouse, by the way, so.
Apologize for that.
No, you guys are good. So, can you just briefly touch on the story behind all of it? I mean, it's crazy because we forget, like these young players, how much is thrown at them. And then, of course, not just thrown at them, but how much they have to take on all these shoes and jerseys and all these things. So
Absolutely.
Share a little bit about the story, about how all this came to be.
So, as y'all know, Zion grew up in Spartanburg for the most part of his childhood, and his father and my dad, he called and said, "Hey Jay, we're relocating, and we got to sell this house, and there's a lot of stuff that Zion has from childhood, especially latter years of high school, dunk contests, all type of basketball, AAU stuff. So there was like a bunch of his high school memorabilia going into college." And he said, I need y'all to come get some of this furniture out, see who needs it. But he said, most importantly, he said, you and Zion got the same foot, right? Y'all about 15s? I'm like, yeah. And I look and I see the things I want, but then I look and I say, what am I going to do with all these shoes?
Yeah.
So I knew that Zion had worked his butt off to get to the level he is. So I didn't want to just use it as a throwaway, but I said, you know what, let me invest those shoes into the hands of those who actually care about artifacts and history and memorabilia, because he's put in the work to be who he is. So it's amazing that all those shoes come from his home that's in Spartanburg, the country club that they lived in. And so now that they've relocated to New Orleans for good, and who knows where they're going next, right? But they're in New Orleans for good. So all these shoes come from his high school, early college collection before they transitioned out.
Yeah, so there's like literally 90 pairs of shoes here, plus 90 plus pairs. I got a pair I'm going to show you guys here. So
look at this one.
So this when I got the pictures and they're starting to text me pictures, I'm thinking like, man, what is all this stuff? And then Travis or one of you guys said, we got some gold shoes to Zion. So Zion never sees this video.
These are the Wizard of Oz's right here.
He may want them back. I mean, these things are incredible. So this is his prom shoes from his senior year. We'll post a picture so you guys can see. Took a lovely lady to prom, and this is his. I mean, didn't you say your dad wanted you to wear these around or something?
I mean, the first thing he did was he threw it at me and said, hey, why don't you put these on and wear those back to your office? And I was like, you know what? I'm not looking for the Yellow Brick Road. I'm not. I've kind of found it.
There it is, 15 right
this
there.
This is his shoe from
there
prom. And so I just call these the Oz. These are the Wizard of Oz.
Zion Oz shoes.
Zion Oz's.
You guys might like his Zion ones and all the things he's got, but these are the real shoes.
This right here. I mean, I'm telling you, if I didn't have my wife, I would have pulled her. I'd have pulled her with these shoes right here.
These will get you a ticket if you weren't.
Exactly.
But no, this is so cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool. He said the right word, artifacts. There's a picture we have of Zion playing soccer as a young kid. There's a letter from Coach K. There's just little things that just are so cool about his story. And I was talking to LJ. I said, really, honestly, outside of LeBron James and that generation, that was probably our generation in terms of a player that had so much hype. Jordan probably a little before, probably the mix of the two, Kobe in between.
Right.
I said, Zion, such a young age, right? Late middle school, early high school, just followed, and the pressure of that. And like, I think about that for a second. I think this young man is still a young man.
Exactly.
He's 20 years old.
20. And
for him to go through think about everything with Duke, with the blowout shoe, with the draft, just the game, the first game he was hurt when he hit all those threes, right? Then just how he entered the league. Of course, this season being out, the story of Zion is, we forget, it's just starting. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
He's still young.
And I was thinking, I was going to ask you, is there something about Zion, not necessarily that maybe people don't know, but is there any stories or things you'd like people to know really about Zion? Because when we get to the point where we catalog this, when we get these to people, they're going to go to people who love Zion.
Right.
It's like, what would you like just the public to know about Zion in terms of who he is as a person, as a player, as a young man?
Right. Well, as y'all know, Zion is really, really quiet. He's really quiet and he's very meek. He has that humble disposition. His family has done an awesome job really just making sure that he's rooted in at least that character and that integrity for himself. And one thing I've noticed about Zion since he was young, that he's kind of never changed other than his size. He's still that sweet, little quiet, but at the same time fun, giddy little kid. But in front of you on that camera screen, you see this monster, this slam dunk genius, and this move. I mean, who sees a man move so graceful, you know, at that size? And so he took what a lot of big men couldn't do, and he's showing you how to do it. And he's been like that since a kid. And maybe not just athletically, but his dad has put so much effort. Even his mom, they put so much effort into him athletically to a point where he's now considered an athletic genius, but with his status right now, it's kind of been taken for a hit because of how we are as people. You know, as soon as someone falls off, you know, we start beating. And the funny story about that is at the draft, actually before the draft, we were in Durham, and I sat with Zion in the basement of their home in North Carolina, in that Duke area, and I began to tell him about the mental preparation. And he's always been keen to listening. And so he sat there, he just stared at me while I was talking. You know, a lot of young people think they know everything, but he just stared and looked, listened, hugged me, and said, I'm glad that you're here, because I told him that the preparation for the league that he was going into was more than just basketball. It's psychological at times if you're not careful. So the things that he's experiencing now in the NBA and being down at this point as a status, he was already prepared for prior to going into that league. So being able to talk to him the other day and to hear his spirit still high and still bubbly, even though people are coming at him with hard comments, he is just showing me that he has not changed since he's been a kid.
Yeah, I've learned it and seen it with other people. You don't know the real story, you know what I mean? There's so much fake news, as they say, put out there, and fake stories, and you watch Zion, and it's like, I mean, I've been a fan just watching him and seeing how just how graceful he is about what he does. You know what I mean? He doesn't have an ego. You know what I mean? Those things, that means more to me as a fan. I think to a lot of people, and your family is a testimony to what you guys have done. You know what I mean? And so shout out to, you know, support and family, and just this whole area too. It's, for me, I'm from Florida, right? And so I see this whole area in Spartanburg and Greenville, and the basketball is so rich here, man. And not that it's not rich in Florida, but I mean, we were talking about how John Morant came from this area, Zion's from this area. I mean, we see people left and right. So shout out to all you hoopers and all you young people that are in this area, man. Just keep your head on straight. A lot of these things like LJ's talking about, man, just do the right thing. You know what I mean? It'll get you there, but you got to work hard. You got to keep at it. I mean, life isn't always what you think it is. You know, it's not always that easy, and you may get bumps in the road. And Zion's even facing some of that, but to hear him say, doesn't bother me. You don't know me bigger than this. I'm gonna come back even stronger. So watch out, NBA.
And even Zion, you know, even Zion's stepfather, you know, my father, you know, he grew us up in Sumter, South Carolina. So shout out to the Merck City, you know. And that's where John Moran is from. And we grew up in Sumter, and Zion started his roots in Sumter when my dad had programs with basketball where he used that basketball as a tool to like instill the character and integrity in those young boys. And I'm seeing that in Zion as he's growing, because at 20 years old, the type of young men I'm seeing right now who don't have the NFL or NBA experience and the way they're operating versus how he's carrying himself in this season, especially where his hype is not as big as it was just a previous couple seasons. I just want y'all to get ready for this boy's return, because just having a conversation with him on the phone, the first thing he said was, what's up, big bro? And I said, hey, how you hanging in your mind? He said, I'm ready to get back out there. He said, but it's not the time. So there's a time for everything, and I think Zion knows that. I think with him knowing that and the world just anticipating, y'all are going to see a show coming.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got nothing else to say. I just leave it at that, man. I'm amped to see Zion come back. Make sure you guys go support Zion on his social platforms and give him some shout-outs. So we'll do our best with this shoe collection to catalog it the best we can.
Absolutely.
Get it out to fans. We'll find some unique ways to do it. LJ, man, this has been a blast. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for letting me to be a part of this history and the story that is, you know, Zion Williamson and the Williamson family and Anderson family. So appreciate it, man.
Guys. Thank y'all for having me. See y'all, guys.
There it is. We'll bring it to you now. jerseys. So this is McDonald's All-American, Zion Williamson, Under Armour Elite 24, Under Armour jersey, 21 on, or 21 on the back right there. USA 1. It's not got a name on the back though. Just a number. Zion Williamson 12, USA 1. I forget which game, that's in the Path game. 12. Williamson, Under Armour 21. Some of these might have been dunk contest used or Under Armour Elite. There you go. There is the Williamson 12. This is from Path 12. Maybe it's the second jersey. Look it all up. And there's another Path. I think this is a reversible. There it is, number 14. Oh, not this. Pretty cool. Those jerseys right there. Match these photos. Him in a dunk contest. Young Zion. Love it. And then here's one. Nations game. 22, where he's wearing the Reds. Anyway, forget about these. The McDonald's All-American shorts. There you go. 2XLs. And then another pair of shorts. I think this is from the Nations game, right? So, oh, the Uprising game. Cool camo greens. Adidas 2XL. There's another Adidas Uprising pair of shorts. 2XL. So I just literally left LJ, and I just thought I would make a video clip before I go. You can see in the back, I literally have a Suburban full of Zion shoes right now, and jerseys and all of just really cool personal items, you know, that were given to LJ that LJ decided to sell. And I was thinking just really quickly, you know, maybe it'd be good to make a video before you get on the road, you forget things. But I don't feel like I've ever felt this just good about a collection buy, spending some time with LJ, just talking about youth sports, talking about ways to help kids. We were talking about just, you know, in this area, and how are there some ways that we could, you know, communicate, work better, network to just help kids, and, you know, whether they be elementary, middle school, high school. And you know, this collectible world, this hobby world, the internet world, the social media world, I get tired of it. I really do. I get so tired of it because there's so much lies. People come after you. People are jealous, whatever, for whatever reason. And I just hope, like, in this collection buy, and when this video kind of comes out, and when we put it all out, you know, it's just an honor and testimony to who Zion and that family is, being raised right, and you know, just trying to be a genuine basketball player, genuine family. It's great to meet LJ and talk to him. He played at UCF. He has friends from my high school that I graduated in Rockledge, Florida. I didn't really share much of this, but it's just kind of a small world, and sometimes things are just meant to be. And we were talking about guys that I knew in high school and middle school that were his friends because they played football together at UCF, and I don't know, just really cool. So I wanted to just share that. I don't know if it's just drawn out, but it makes me think a little bit more beyond the hobby, right? That there's so much more than cards. There's so much more than memorabilia and autographs. And, you know, all the hard work that Zion put into his career, the sweat and tears on the court, so those shoes and the jerseys and the things that he was rewarded for, I hope it's just it goes to the right collectors out there, you know, the people that really want it, celebrate Zion, support him, and just a really unique experience for us. Super thankful for it too, and thankful to LJ just entrusted me to do the right things, you know, with it. So hopefully enjoyed kind of, you know, this episode that we're putting together. I guess we'll call it the Zion collection, but, you know, Zion's private stuff from high school, and remembering who he was and what he is now, and go root for him. And yeah, love it. I love it a lot. Way more than sports. Let's continue to do good things for people, and in everything that we do, whatever your job is. I get the blessed experience to be able to buy and sell collectibles, and it's wonderful, it's beautiful. But whatever you do, you know what I mean? There's ways to impact others, and cherish and think about beyond the work, beyond the valuable, beyond the money, beyond the collectibles, to give back. So we'll find some cool ways to do that with this collection. You've seen it. Shoes, jerseys, photos, gold prom shoes, we were able to be a part of one of the most incredible finds, Zion Williamson's high school kind of wardrobe, his entire, all the high school gauntlet jerseys and shoes and Jordan brand classics and all these cool stuff that we were able to kind of just be a part of. Big thanks to Spartanburg, big thanks to LJ, the Zion family, Zion of course himself, as well as Travis and Ben out there in South Carolina. You guys know who you are, and we're just humble that we get a chance to be a part of this, to bring these shoes, to bring these collectibles, these jerseys to the public, and we were going to do that. That's our plan. So what happens now? In the next, let's see, probably 2-3 months, we're going to put this video out hopefully right before the National, which is the end of July. August will roll around, and probably August, September time. Our goal is to bring all of these collectibles to the market. We'll provide more documentation, provenance. Of course, you have this video for that as well, but we want to bring that to you, and we will probably sell those on our platforms. We're very active on Instagram and whatnot and eBay, as you guys know. So check those platforms out. I'm sure that we'll be working some of that into how we bring collectibles to our following. And then secondarily, if you are going to the National, please comment in the bottom below what your favorite part about this is. But if you are going to the National, we are going to have some of these shoes with us. We're not going to bring all of them. Trust me, we have too much stuff to fit in the car. We can't bring hundreds of pairs of shoes. But we are going to bring a few of them. So if you want to come take some pictures with them, you want to come to our booth, we'll put that up on the screen right there. I think we're 2548, 2449. We're right by the Tops booth. So come check us out in Atlantic City. We'll have a couple of these on showcase, and it'll be really cool. Check out the YouTube video. We're obviously checking it out, but please share it with folks. Let us know what your favorite part about all this is in terms of the memorabilia, maybe your coolest item that you saw. And who knows, down the line, maybe we'll do something with a raffle, and maybe we'll even get Zion involved. Who knows? So we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. That's a wrap for this episode of the Card Shop Show, the Zion collection. And thank you again to just everyone who is involved in allowing Meelypops to be the brand that brings all of this to the collector. So later.